This is Nightline.
Tonight, the horrific and deadly mass shooting at a Catholic school's morning mass in Minneapolis.
I was like 2 seats away from the stained glass windows. So they were like, the shots were like right next to me.
Killing 2 children, wounding many others. What we're learning tonight about the attack and the shooter.
The sheer cruelty and cowardice of firing into a church full of children is absolutely incomprehensible.
Plus, the return of JoJo, back after fighting for the right to own her own voice.
It felt like I was just hitting my head against the wall constantly.
Once known for her record-setting smash, Leave, Get Out. What she says stalled her career for years. And the Glam-ma makeover, the growing trend of women in their golden years turning to cosmetic surgery.
Well, I want to look good now, not later, when I'm in my late 70s.
What doctors say you should know before going under the knife. Plus, why Cracker Barrel's sleek new logo only lasted a week.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Thanks for joining us. Anger and shock mixed with grief tonight after a mass shooting at a Catholic school in Minneapolis. The attack began just minutes after students arrived for mass on the second day of school. ABC's Alex Perez is in Minneapolis.
Tonight, a community in anguish, families consoling one another after a mass shooter killed 2 children and shot many more as they prayed in church.
127 possible shooting of an active shooter at Annunciation Church, 509 West 54th Street.
It was just before 8:30 this morning, 15 minutes into Catholic Mass, before the start of the second day of school for the young students of the Annunciation School in Minneapolis.
During the Mass, a gunman approached on the outside, on the side of the building, and began firing a rifle through the church windows towards the children sitting in the pews at the Mass.
Dozens of rounds fired from outside the church, shattering the stained glass windows, students ranging in age from pre-K to 8th grade inside. Police say the suspect used a 2x4 to try and barricade the doors to the church from the outside. Pat Scallon lives nearby and rushed to the scene, comforting some of the injured students before authorities arrived.
And the one girl, it was really something. She said, "Just hold my hand, please." And I did. There was a girl that had a very obvious head injury. And then there was another girl that told me she was shot in the throat. I knew going up there I wasn't going to see something pretty.
Students in their green uniforms are reuniting with parents. 5th grader Clarissa Garcia.
So I was just at church, and I heard something like really loud, like I thought it was fireworks in the church. And then I saw the shooting. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared.
Yeah, I was like 2 seats away from the stained glass windows. So they were like, the shots were like right next to me. I think I got like gunpowder on my neck.
10-year-old Weston calmly telling reporters how he hid in the pews, his friend diving on top of him, likely saving him. That friend was then shot.
My friend got hit in the back.
Did he go to the hospital?
Yeah, he went to the hospital.
What went through your mind when you saw that?
I was super scared for him. My mom was waiting outside of the church when it happened. I was super happy because, like, I was scared that I wasn't going to see her because I didn't know what was happening, really. I was just in shock.
As the noon church bells rang out, the police chief breaking the tragic news.
2 young children, ages 8 and 10, were killed where they sat in the pews.
Yusuf Davis's nephew, Andre Gunter, one of at least 19 others injured.
He was shot in the stomach. It entered accident. He had surgery. They opened him up. He's going to make it. He's a survivor. He's going to make it.
The coward that shot these victims took his own life in the rear of the church. That coward has been identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman. No prior criminal history.
We lost 2 angels today. There's nothing about today that can fill us with hope.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, angry and emotional, rejecting offers of the usual thoughts and prayers.
And don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church. These are kids that should be learning with their friends. They should be playing on the playground. They should be able to go to school or church in peace without the fear or risk of violence, and their parents should have the same kind of assurance.
And tonight we're also learning disturbing new details about the shooter and what may have been posted online, deliberately timed to appear after the deadly gunfire erupted in that church. Here's ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, investigators searching multiple residents linked to 23-year-old suspect Robin Westman, including the family home less than a mile from the church.
There was a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol. All three had been lawfully purchased by the shooter.
And police are studying a troubling video Westman allegedly posted on YouTube, timed for release after the horror would have unfolded inside that church.
This manifesto appeared to show him at the scene and included some disturbing writings.
The video depicts someone obsessed with violence. In one chilling moment, a suspect is seen driving a knife into a sketch of church pews. You also see a suspect handling bullets, magazines, and an arsenal of guns. And there are numerous references to previous mass shooters, including Sandy Hook. The fixation on murder clear. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem saying the words, "Kill Donald Trump," were found written on a rifle magazine. Tonight, the community in shock.
I'm sorry, I'm shaking. I can't stop. And considering like the shooter's a half a block from where we all live.
That neighbor now trying to make sense of what the killer's family might be thinking tonight.
I can't imagine not only living with what their son has done, but also that their son is deceased. I'm sure they're questioning as parents what happened here.
Our thanks to both Alex and Pierre for that team coverage. We will, of course, continue to follow this investigation on all ABC News platforms. We turn now to singer JoJo Levesque. Returning after a decade-long legal battle, she says, kept her from making new music. Thrilling fans who wondered why the beloved pop star of the early aughts seemed to have stepped back from the spotlight. Here's Nightline's Ashin Singh with another look.
Not gonna lie, EP this out. I feel like you've got a lot to say today.
Too much to say.
Does it feel like you're getting a lot off your chest right now?
Yeah, I'm almost like, what more is there going to be to say after this era?
She's the voice behind Lee, Get Out, the Y2K era anthem that broke records and defined a generation. Now back on tour 20 years later as an independent artist. It's been a long road for pop music starlet JoJo. At 13 years old, she was the youngest American female solo artist with a #1 single and another smash hit, Too Little, Too Late.
I didn't even know I could be a pop star. From a young age, it was about soul and blues and folk and all different types of genres, and I think it really was just a part of my path that I wasn't planning on it necessarily.
But the path to success wasn't always easy. A decade-long legal battle with her former label over her ability to profit off new recordings, slowing down her meteoric rise. Concerned fans noticing.
You may remember the singer JoJo being at the top of her game and then disappearing from the music industry for years.
After JoJo releases 2 successful albums, it's like everything goes downhill.
Because you've been in the public eye for as long as you have, people Google, where did JoJo go?
I know that a lot of people thought I fell off the face of the earth after my second album. And that was a pain point for me for a long time because it felt like I was just hitting my head against the wall constantly because I wasn't able to make a living from music.
Born Joanna Levesque, at 8 years old, competing on the talent competition series Destination Stardom, belting Aretha Franklin's Respect. Signing a 7-album deal with Blackground Records. Her debut self-titled record, JoJo, certified platinum within a few months. But the record deal that launched her career, becoming her greatest adversary. In 2013, JoJo filing a lawsuit against her label Blackground Records, claiming she signed her record deal as a minor and should have been released after 7 years. The label denying all allegations.
It was basically that I was tied into what was going on with my record label at the time. And unfortunately, they lost distribution. And because I didn't legally own my voice, contractually, the record label did.
How could you navigate that?
I did the best I could, but I didn't have like a therapist at the time. And I looked to the ways that I saw people closest to me coping, I definitely turned to drugs and alcohol, mostly alcohol. All I wanted to do since I was a little girl was work. So I was like, who am I if I'm not able to do that? I guess I need to just go get drunk.
Any part of you think about quitting?
Yeah, I mean, but then what? Yeah. I have nothing to fall back on. I did not, you know, I felt like I had started this career and things were moving and I was providing for my mom and I. Stop and then do what?
The lawsuit set her out of court in 2014. And JoJo was finally released from the contract. In 2018, JoJo launching her own independent label, Clover Music, finally able to own and release new recordings of her greatest hits.
Even though it was going back to my old catalog, I was able to have a new relationship with those songs too. You know, I'm able to sing these songs with the seasoning that life has put on me. Things started to change after that for the better.
Hey, love you, JoJo!
1, 2, 3, New York!
21 years in the game, you still get nervous when you go on stage?
Yeah, but I try to reframe it as nerves and excitement are the same thing.
Nobody, a track introducing the new, independent JoJo.
Coming up with this tour, like it all felt so like a reintroduction, but more so for you.
No, but I agree. It does feel like a reintroduction, I guess. And that's what NGL is about, accepting all the different sides of yourself.
Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of each other. I love you madly!
Our thanks to Ashen. And when we come back, Glam-mas, older women using plastic surgery to look as good as they feel. Aging's got a brand new look. And welcome back. Women of a certain age are redefining what it means to grow older. From glow-ups and Glam-ma makeovers to tummy tucks and facelifts. Some ladies are hitting the OR in order to look on the outside like they say they feel on the inside. Here's another look.
From Cher rocking the Victoria's Secret fashion show at age 78 to Real Housewives of Atlanta star Nene Leakes telling Conan she is not a grandma.
I'm a glam mom.
Okay, very nice.
When you're this young and this fabulous, it's called Glam-ma.
We're seeing a new type of older woman right now. Older women are not staying at home and knitting socks for their children and their children's children.
And to look as good as they feel, some are turning to plastic surgery.
I think this is the best age. I mean, you were much more confident, you were so sure of yourself or what you want, you don't care about what people say, you make your own choices, like plastic surgery.
Maria Inez Moraes was 61 when she decided to get a tummy tuck.
To me, it's just a matter of self-care. Like when, we all take care of our teeth, we exercise, we eat healthy. And to me, plastic surgery is just something natural like that. It's part of life.
So Maria turned to Dr. Darren Smith, a plastic surgeon in New York City.
Plastic surgery is continuing to become more accepted, and I think that people are feeling more empowered to do what they want for themselves at any age.
Dr. Smith specializes in the so-called mommy makeover, documenting the before and afters on Instagram.
A mommy makeover almost always involves abdominal surgery, usually a tummy tuck or abdominoplasty, and some form of breast surgery, which could be anything from a breast augmentation to a breast lift or a combination of those things.
But increasingly, he's doing similar surgeries on even older women.
We've seen a 20 to 30% uptick in women over 50 over the past year or so, and I think that's a pretty interesting change in trends.
In patients over the age of 70, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons is reporting a 30% increase in body surgeries like tummy tucks and butt lifts from 2022 to 23. In patients ages 55 to 69, the increase is 15%.
I really think it's a newfound freedom to be able to take the reins and say, hey, I might be a little older, but I still have the power to look the way that I want to look for me.
Gina Nagel is enjoying that freedom.
I feel younger and more vital today than I did in my 20s because now I'm doing things for me. I'm doing what I love to do. It's like I do what makes me happy.
Gina has 2 adult sons and a 4-year-old granddaughter.
She's the most amazing human alive, of course.
She decided to have a breast reduction and a tummy tuck.
When I was in the process of raising my children, to me at that time, it seemed frivolous or vain. I thought about it, but I was just like, there's always something more that I could be doing with this money. Like I could be sending my children to, music lessons or doing something like that.
Recently divorced, she says she began a journey of self-discovery, one that led her to the operating table.
At this point in my life, it wasn't because I had to or because I need to. I wasn't trying to impress anybody. I was comfortable in my own skin. I was doing it because I wanted to, because now it was like this body no longer reflects who I am.
I think talking about things that you've gotten done, for example, cosmetic procedures, is helpful, again, to reduce the stigma. But I also, with that, think it's so important to also talk about what risks did you discuss with your provider.
Like any medical procedure, plastic surgery is not without its risks.
So as we get older, we're more likely to use variable medications. These can interact with medications that we're using to sedate. I focus on sedation because that is one of the most highest risk parts of a procedure, and many people don't realize how risky it is.
And although there have been some improvements on how we age,
I think we're more aware, we're more conscious of what we're putting in our bodies. We're more aware of this health lifestyle that benefits us. And then also the advancement of public health measures. These things change the way the population looks for a good reason.
some are still choosing to get by with a little help from their surgeon friends.
Aging gracefully means different things to different people, and a large part of that is personal satisfaction and comfort.
I'm coming back here soon. I've been talking to Dr. Smith for my next procedures, and every time I come in the morning, I said, wow, what a way to start the day.
And when we come back, Cracker Barrel doing an about-face on their recent decision to modernize their logo. What might have played into the company's decision? And finally tonight, it seems Cracker Barrel cracked, rolling back that new restaurant sign. Cracker Barrel scrapping its revamped logo. The company's recently revised signage with a modern look and without the old-timer known as Uncle Herschel, creating huge backlash with some of the restaurant chain's customer base. Its stock dipping after the change. Cracker Barrel issuing a statement saying, "We love seeing how much you care about our old-timer. He's not going anywhere. He's family." And that's Nightline for tonight. You can watch all of our full episodes on Disney Plus and Hulu. We'll see you right back here same time tomorrow. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.